You're watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again to y'all with another video. Hope y'all having a very great day. Hope y'all had a great weekend. My day is going absolutely wonderful. Big shout out to all the channel members and subscribers to Trey King Show family. And much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of Minnesota by way of Maplewood. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of Minnesota, everybody outside the great city of Maplewood. Now, before I start this story, I want to send a special thank you out to my channel members and also to my subscribers for sending me this story. And also, keep these stories coming. Now, you all, I'm not going to be long today, but I'm going to be very strong. And now, you all, I'd like to ask you all a question today. Have you ever been to a wedding and someone came and crashed the wedding abruptly, no matter if they're male or female? As in the case of this story right here, where we have a man who wasn't invited to a wedding and he still came to the wedding and tried to confront the groom. But little did the wedding crasher know that 33-year-old Stephon James was standing on business that day. And this story is also going to show you all why, if you're not invited somewhere, it's best not to take your ass there because things can happen to you just like it happened to this victim. Now, the reason why I'm calling the person a victim is because the only thing he did was shove the bridegroom, which he shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, you got to ask yourself this right here. Why would he come to a wedding that he wasn't invited at and shove a bridegroom? And that's a very great question. Now, when I break this story down, you all going to see for yourself that maybe the wedding crasher had it coming. So let me ask you all this also before we dive into the story. Have you ever been to a wedding and things was about to get heated, whereas you had the bride's groom and also family members about to jump on the wedding crasher? That's exactly what happened to me some years back. It'd been like about maybe 15, 20 years, something like that. But anyway, just to make a long story short, I took my Uncle Levi to a wedding, and little did Levi know that he wasn't the best man because the guy that he was friends with named Joseph, I'm not going to say his last name, but Joseph and his wife was getting married. Now, Levi was supposed to be the best man, but Joseph and Levi had a falling out, and Joseph did not want Levi to be the best man anymore. So Levi should have just stayed out the wedding instead of going to the wedding since him and the groom got into it. Now, Levi took his butt to the wedding and also invited me and also my gay ass cousin Tay Tay. So we all went to this wedding, but little did I know and also Tay Tay know that Levi wasn't invited and he wasn't supposed to come. So as soon as we go inside this wedding hall, it's filled with like about 75, 80 people inside the convention center. He goes right in the middle of the dance floor while everybody is talking. And then he proceeds to yell out, "Hey, nephew." He's talking to me because that's my uncle. That's my mom, brother. And he yells out nephew again. I tried to ignore him, but he kept yelling nephew out. So everybody looking at me. So naturally, I turn around. Now remember, my uncle Levi is drunk as hell. So I turn my crazy butt around. I look at him, and then he proceeds to yell out something that you never heard in your life at a wedding. He yells out, "Hey, nephew, there's some hoes in this house tonight." And everybody like caught their breath and was looking at me. And then I had several people come up to me and say, "Man, you need to get your uncle out of here before he get killed," which they was already proceeding to gather around him. Now, we made it up out of there, but at the same time, you got to be careful who you take to a wedding. But more than anything, if you're not invited or if you get into it with the bridesmaid or the bridegroom, please do not go to that wedding because maybe things will turn out like this. And let's begin.
A best man could face up to 27 years in prison after he allegedly shot a wedding crasher over the weekend. 33-year-old Stephon James is charged with first and second degree assault.
And now this incident took place Saturday, September 27th at Kelly Regional Park inside the great city of Maplewood, where it was reported that over 100 guests came to this wedding. And I heard that it was a very nice wedding. And to the bridesmaid and to the bridegroom, congratulations, even though things turned out bad later on. Now, I know some of y'all are wondering to yourself, well, Trey, you said that you was going to tell us the reason why this guy came and crashed the wedding. But the guy told two different stories. There are two different stories floating around. Now, the reason why he said he came to the wedding and done what he done, because he was mad, yes, he was mad at the groom for not attending a funeral. So it sounds like to me, and it may sound like that to you all also today, that the wedding crasher and also the groom may be kin to each other, or maybe they was friends and just happened to be on bad terms. Now, you would think that if he had a problem with the groom, that is the wedding crasher, the only thing he had to do was call the groom. If you can't call the groom, wait until the wedding is done. Why come to the wedding and try to start trouble? And it was also reported that the wedding crasher was mad because his kids was not in the groom wedding. Now you got to ask yourself this right here. Which one are you mad at? You mad at the fact that the groom did not go to a funeral? Or is you mad because your children weren't in the groom's wedding? Think about that. But at the same time, don't the groom have a choice as to who come to the wedding or whatnot? So how can you sit there and get mad at the groom just because he did not want you to attend his wedding? Maybe it was a reason why he didn't want you to attend, because look at how things played out. And this also show you the nerve of some people, because think about this. You spending all your money because trust me, I know this wedding costs a lot of money to put on because it was 100 people at this nice venue. Now, don't you have a choice as to how you spend your money? And also, don't you have a choice as to who all you invite? So my point is this right here. If you don't get an invite, do not go somewhere that you're not invited at, because things is going to turn out very bad for you. And let's continue.
James is accused of shooting the wedding crasher in both legs when he started arguing with the groom. It happened at Keller Lake Regional Park Saturday. The victim is recovering. James is in jail tonight.
And now in closing, as you all heard the news reporter state, that the wedding crasher was shot multiple times. He was shot in both his legs. But the reason why the wedding crasher was shot was because he had approached the groom in a very confrontational manner, where it was reported that he shoved the groom. And after he shoved the groom, that's when the best man, yes, Stephon James, stepped in and had an argument with the wedding crasher. And it was also reported that Stephon James, right before he shot him, told him, "We aren't playing that S today. You already know what S means, S-H-I-T. So Stephon James already had the gun on him. But my question is this right here. Why come to a wedding with a gun? Who does that? So let me ask you all this. Have you ever been to a wedding and somebody had a gun on them? Because on one hand, one have to ask themselves, why bring a weapon to a wedding? Because if you're at a wedding, it's supposed to be nothing but love, family, and friends. So what was the purpose of Stephon James really bringing a gun? Because what would be the logical reason to bring a gun if you wasn't already threatened, or if the groom wasn't threatened? But also, I know you all are asking yourself today, well, Trey, how did Stephon get caught? Did he get caught at the park? Did they arrest him at the park? No. It was reported that after Stephon shot the wedding crasher several times in both legs, shot that man in both legs, it was said that Stephon James jumped inside of a black Dodge SUV and drove off. Now, Stephon James wasn't caught till days later. And they said they caught Stephon James at his girlfriend's house with the 9mm handgun that was supposedly used to shoot the wedding crasher. Think about that. And they also said it was 3 bullets inside this gun. So the police got the bullets out the gun and matched those same bullets to the bullets that was left at the scene of the shooting. Think about that also. Now, it was said also that Stephon James had cut his hair because he had dreadlocks on. And as you all can tell by this mugshot picture, Stephon James does not have any dreadlocks because he had cut them off trying to disguise himself. But that did not work because they had the wedding photographer who told the police every damn thing. And the wedding photographer job really was to take down pictures. The wedding photographer told everything, said Stephon James shoved the wedding crasher, and then after shoving the man, shot the man several times and then fled. And that's the statement that the wedding photographer told the police. But let this be a lesson to you all. Do not go anywhere that you're not invited, especially a wedding. And also, do not go to anybody's wedding trying to crash it. And more than anything, if you have a problem with the groom or the bride, at least wait till the wedding is over. And whoever this wedding crashing guy is, he is very lucky that he did not lose his life that day or wind up with very severe injuries. Now, true enough, he got shot, but he's in stable condition. He's not in the hospital anymore or anything like that. But guess what, though? It all could have turned out a lot worse. But let this be a lesson to you all. Learn how to talk your problems out. And also, more than anything, do not go anywhere that you're not invited. But anyway, you all let me know what you think about this story. If there's anything I may have missed or misinformed, which is not my true intent, please let me know in the comments section, or you can email me and we can talk about it more there. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Also share the video with your family and friends. Till next time, you all stay blessed, and I'll see y'all soon on next Trey King Show. And I'm out.
You're watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.